What's going on, guys? Good morning, afternoon, or evening, Saturday. Please give me a video this morning. Yay! I can see what I've got going on. How are y'all doing today? Oh, what a mess this table is. It's June. It's June. June of all things. It is June now. Time flies. You are having fun. Hope you're all doing good. Jake, you beat out Toys Mafia, man. Good morning, Jake. Good morning, Toys Mafia. How you doing, man? CBS Sci-Fi. Hello. I'm okay. I am okay. Not bad. I hope you all are doing well today. It's nice to see a video finally. What, 2 weeks, 3 weeks without being able to see the feed? So let's see, what have I got? I've got Avengers Infinity War Doctor Strange. I've got Odin from Thor Dark World. I've got Nick Fury, the first Nick Fury. I've got Killmonger from Black Panther. I've got Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The Captain America and Steve Rogers set from Civil War. And Captain America First Avenger. I've got Bruce Banner and Hulk combination. I've got on Big Bad Toy Store said they're sending me the other team suit that I ordered, which I have absolutely zero need for at this point, because none of the figures are necessarily interchangeable with that. I see they released what is it? The blog from Mandalorian, Nick Nolte's character, forget his name. I see that's been announced, and a re-release of War Machine. So that's like everything from Iron Man 2 is being re-released, except for the Whiplash Mark 2.0. So I think it has been re-released from Iron Man 2 now, it seems. It's interesting, very interesting. Wonder what's all that about. Don't know. So, what was there? Something else I think that was announced recently. Wow. Sheesh. I would imagine. Vintage Collection Slave 1 in today. What scale is that? Toy Mafia is first at 6 o'clock. All right. You were first, huh? You got bumped? Good seeing you guys. God, yeah, how big is that Slave 1? Sheesh. Gosh, if it was, I can't imagine how big it would be if it was in 1/6 scale. Golly. So I don't know what the Vintage Collection is. 12th scale? No, can't be. Come on. I bet it looks good. I bet it looks good. I'm wanting to open up this Odin. To tell you the truth. Anthony Hopkins. So was it Thor Dark World or was it just called Thor? Wasn't it called Dark World? Am I confused about that? Jeez, yeah, I'd love to see those. Love to see those pictures. NKSG, how's it going, man? Doing good. Matt, 2310. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. There's the cover art. It says limited edition collectible figure MMS 148. Odin, the All-Father and wise ruler of Asgard, has spent thousands of years establishing a delicate peace across the 9 realms. When his eldest son, Thor, heir to the throne, reignites an ancient war, Odin is forced to make the heartbreaking decision to banish him to Earth. Odin hopes Thor's experiences there will teach his son humility and allow him the chance to prove himself a worthy successor. But dark forces have their own plans for the future of Asgard and his king. So it was from the first movie. It was from Thor. How about that? Loki starts on the 9th. So what's today? Today is the 5th. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So in 4 days, Loki starts. That's a good looking staff right there. That is really nicely colored. I don't believe I've ever seen one that color before. It's like, it really looks like gold. That's beautifully colored. Imagine light is really shining off of that quite well. Beautifully colored. My goodness. Thanks, CBS Sci-Fi. That must have been you popping a few seconds ago. Ian, good afternoon from sunny UK. Nice. C'est bon, Mason. How you doing, man? Matt, we're glad to have you back into the stream. Missed you. Okay, this literally held nothing in place. This held nothing in place. Nothing. That's weird. That's really weird, I have to say. Martin, how's it going, man? How is it going? Buddy Permana, good evening from Indonesia, all the way on the other side of the world. You're pushing close to midnight, aren't you? No. Are you? No. No, it's already evening for you over there, right? No, you're pushing close to midnight, right? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night. Jeez. Glad to have you. Welcome to the channel. I don't remember whether this was listed as new or not when I purchased it. But he doesn't look like he's been displayed. So that's cool. It's interesting looking at him, you know, with his missing eye, and then remembering Thor lost his eye in Ragnarok. And, you know, of course it was a continuation of that story, tying it all together. So the gauntlet or wrist arm wrap and hand came off with that plastic. It's a good looking uniform. It's very I don't know, base metally, if you could say that. The wrist pegs are a little different. These older figures, you know, they did things just a bit differently than they do with the new ones sometimes. By the way, did any of you all stay up to watch the lunar eclipse of that supposed supermoon that we had several days ago? It's pretty neat. Big old blood red moon. little shoulder pauldron, is that what this is called? Came off. So it's held on a piece of Velcro, and the Velcro piece is supposed to be attached to the shirt there. That's how that goes on. Simple enough. No wire in the cape. And it's funny, my fingers feel smooth to me, okay? But as I'm touching this cape, I'm like Spider-Man touching it. The broken, loose. It's hard to explain, but I'm like holding on to it without holding on to it. I'm like stuck to this cape. Whatever this cape is made out of, this felt or whatever material, is very sticky. It's like the little barbs on my fingers are grabbing it and pulling it. It feels weird. I can't imagine that I'd have barbs on my fingers. I'm clean. It just feels weird that I'm like literally like Spider-Man clinging on to stuff. It's weird. Weirdest sensation right here now. I've got to tell you. So we have an alternate hair piece, which I assume goes with the helmet. Wrist pegs. An Odin figure stand. Kind of a extending hand. Two tight fists. Kind of a pointing hand. Kind of a lazy point. Right over there. This is a hand for holding his staff. Very tight grip there. The thumb is definitely melded into it, and it looks like they just drilled a hole right out of it. It is tight. So you should be able to then put the staff in a pose. This is not as tight, without it sliding up and down through the hand. And I'm going to call it a thumbs up. I imagine it's also for holding the staff. There's nothing else that it really comes with that he's going to be holding here. And then a crotch grabber. So this is one of those completion pieces that, just your average collector isn't going to ever buy. But it's one of those pieces that most of us wish that they would make. Always. So it's like pretty much the entire cast of Black Panther from Wakanda. We all want every one of those made. We'll never get them. So this is one of those instances where they actually do give us the character, and I imagine it's because it's Anthony Hopkins playing it. famous actor. But then you have Angela Bassett. Where's she at? We only understood the real logic behind what figures get chosen to be made and which ones don't. Sure doesn't seem to be much sense a lot of times, right? Speaking of, the team suit. Nothing. I've not heard anything. We've seen a picture, or well, they displayed the Steve Rogers team suit. As far as that went, I don't believe it's been put up for pre-order, has it? I don't think it has. They showed us a Crossbones, which she never made. They showed us the Iron Legions. #1, never made it. Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man, didn't happen. It just seems interesting why some pieces will get made. Chitauri soldiers, commanders, and the foot soldiers. I think you can still buy those brand new from retailers. And if they're using that as an excuse as to why they don't make the others, that's a baloney excuse, personally. Should have put these pieces back in there. Gosh dang it. From Denmark, wow. It's always fascinating whenever, imagine how people thought in the long time ago, when the moon would turn like that. Sheesh. So these old school rounded crotch grabbers, they'll break apart real easily. So if you put too much stress on these by having these up too high, they'll just crack it right open. All right, so it's a little magnet inside the head. It's supposed to be glued to this in order to attach the hairpiece to that. I don't know if you can see, but the magnet's actually got rust on it. So it came apart from this. The adhesive that they put on there, the rust just dissolved the adhesion from these two. Same thing with this headpiece there. You can see the rust on the magnet. But this would be the hairpiece to put the helmet on. So you could actually display him with this hairpiece, which is for the helmet, or a little bit fuller one, which doesn't fit the helmet. Quite interesting. In all actuality, it really kind of sits there without the magnet. Um, but definitely that's rusted up on there, no doubt about it. Yeah, guys, I don't know if I want to display him with the helmet on or off. I think I want to display with the helmet on. Looks great, the helmet off. Instruction manual. Robert, just a fan. How's it going, man? Oh, God, yes, a Valkyrie. Come on. For real. How is Valkyrie not being made? I mean, come on. She's just total badass. For real. Of course, we got Heimdall on order. He's third-party manufactured. I think he's called the Rainbow Bridge Guard or something to that effect. So thank goodness the third-party people are picking up where Hot Toys drops mantle. Too long in the box. Absolutely. Too long in the box. So the instruction manual literally is over the helmet, or the head, I mean. Head sculpt. It says, attach the thicker hair sculpture, attach another thinner hair sculpture, put on the helmet as shown, which we've done. Rotate the head before putting it downward, otherwise it may cause paint fading. That's it. That's all the instructions say. A good average normal body to buy. I've only bought one male Fison body. I don't remember, it was a 34 to 35. I've got it right here. It seems a little beefy. It seems to be a little Arnold Schwarzenegger-y in regards to, the chest size and all that. He's really, I wouldn't call him a normal size. Is definitely bigger than I think Captain America is, and Steve is pretty built. I'll show you if I get this back in here. I need to buy all the guy figure bodies so I can size them up. I also need to get some little figure bodies for some Spider-Man figures. I've got these casual clothes Spider-Man, but no Spider-Man bodies for the clothes. Yeah, this is him here. Let's see if I can look at his box to see which one he was. M34. So this is the M34. And the bicep just seems larger than, for instance, Steve's biceps. And I've not had any others, purchased any others yet to determine, how they all rank. But this is the M34. I hope that gives you a little bit of an answer. There's all sorts of YouTube videos you can look up to see how to remove rust from, something of this sort. If you want to, put it back in there, soak it in something, some sort of solution. I don't know, but you can find all sorts of YouTube videos on how to remove rust from tools and such. And this is what you would need to do in order to get this rust off of that. Sideshow G.I. Joes. Those figures are a mess, but have great details. Nice. Always looks best with the helmet. Let's put the helmet on then. I wish I knew what this material was, because my fingers just feel clingy. Like, I swear to God, like Spider-Man's fingers as he's sticking to everything. Yeah, Loki, June 9th. Suppose Odin eating a leg in front of Thor. Shows Hannibal's side. Oh my God, that's insane. All the way from the FBI. So the wrist pegs are staying in the hands. One thing I always recommend is don't fight it. Why fight it? If it wants to stay in the hand, leave it there. Grab another wrist peg. I This chrome, it's Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous on this staff or rod or spear, whatever you'd happen to want to call it. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. You customize a Civil War cap. So you're buying the pieces that people sell and then putting it onto a body. 100 here, 200 there. Shield kept breaking. Oh, yeah. I had the hardest time with shields, man. $600 to $700 in your custom cap. Wow. Looking okay, but I should have just bought the Hot Toys, right? Tom Welling, Smallville. Really? Nice. Did I get bit by a radio? It sure feels that way. Sure feels that way. Custom bonds. So how many bonds are there? I think we talked about this one time before. And I think there was a fellow that was before Sean Connery, or was Sean Connery the first? And then there was a guy that did like one George something or other, did like one video, one movie, and then it went to Roger Moore, right? Or was this guy first? I think it was Sean Connery, and then this, I don't remember his name, and then Roger Moore, and then Timothy Dalton. Was that after Roger Moore? When did Sean Connery pass? Was that just a few months ago? I think it was, wasn't it? I think he died right around the time my wife died. Should be Ray's. Lazenby, George Lazenby. Now, he was after Connery, before Roger Moore, right? So it went Connery, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan. Who was after Pierce Brosnan? Second Bond, George Lazenby. Yeah, he only had one movie, right? George Lazenby only did one movie, right? Wow, when he died, he was in his 90s. Sir Sean Connery, right? Sir Sean Connery. Sir Sean Connery. Knighted by Her Royal Majesty. Yeah, I think Sean Connery. When did Sean Connery die? Wasn't it earlier this year? I know Prince Philip died around the time my wife died. Let's open up this Killmonger. See what we got going on here. So Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig. There's nobody between Brosnan and Daniel Craig? Really? That's beyond me. I didn't realize that Brosnan played him so long. Which one had the most movies then? Brosnan or Moore? Who had the most movies? Bond is such a classic. Such an absolute classic. Roger Moore, the funny Bond, in more ways than one. What's funny is, so I was old enough to know him as the Saint before becoming James Bond. And I remember telling my mom that I thought Roger Moore wasn't a very good James Bond because he was too saintly. And I thought that Sean Connery did a better job at it because he was more kick your ass. blow you up kind of thing. I remember telling my mom that when I was a little guy. I don't like Roger Moore. He's too much of a saint. The Untouchables. Don't believe I've seen that one. Connery's good in anything he did. I can't think of a bad Connery movie. To tell you the truth. He played. He was in, if you remember, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Okay, so this was in the box so long that this little display is all cracked down there at the bottom. Connery was having I don't know if he had a throat cancer or something going on, and so he was not acting at the time to rest his throat from the surgery, and but he made an appearance in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which was shocking to everybody. It was actually a nice reveal in the movie. So sorry I ruined it if you didn't see Kevin Costner's Due to the Forest movie. Connery makes an appearance in it. He was in his 50s when he became James Bond. Are you kidding me? Wow. Yeah, I would say so. It gives us all hope, doesn't it? Wow. Because it clearly is what defined him as a serious actor. I don't know of anything he did before that. Personally, I don't know of anything he did. I'm sure he did a lot of things. I just don't have any knowledge of any of it. So now I forget. Um, is Killmonger supposed to be a jaguar or a leopard? Because I actually think a panther and a jaguar are the same animal, aren't they? Just different regions. I don't know. Nice little figure base. So this piece I'd ordered brand new, but I had to not continue the purchase of it because shit went south on me there for a little while. My wife had a cardiac arrest. So I had to track this down afterwards. It's not a bad head sculpt. For some reason, it seems too fat for me. It's probably proper, though. I don't know. We get these two, I don't know, attacking hands, if you will. Two of those. Two kind of holding, grappling hand. It comes with fists, and then two sword holding hands. And then a pair of wrist pegs. Well, no, I think they should make the entire cast of Black Panther, main characters, including Angela Bassett. Personally, I don't know why they aren't. It just doesn't make any sense. Especially the way production is done on these things. They can know exactly how many to make before they make even the first production run of one. Put it for pre-order. They don't release the doggone thing for almost 2 years, so you know exactly how many you'll sell. Sell for the number of the ones that are pre-ordered, right? Maybe make 10 more. I don't know. I can't imagine why there isn't a profitable reason to make these. I don't. Now, on the other side of the coin, sometimes so many figures come out, you just can't afford to purchase every one that comes out, right? That makes it difficult. Especially as they keep raising the prices of the gosh darn things. It probably costs them, like in material wise, I don't know, let's just say $20 in material. I have no idea. But they're certainly making bank on it, no doubt about it. This is a cool looking box. I'll give it that. Wait a minute. Roger Moore was in his 50s when he did James Bond? So who was the youngest? Dalton or Brosnan? That might be Craig. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Trying to remember if that was a Bryan Adams song in it or not. Men in Tights with Carrie Ellis. Is that how you say his name? Played Robin Hood in Men in Tights. What a good movie. I actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed Men in Tights better than I did Prince of Thieves, to tell you the truth. We used to call the Prince of Thieves movie Dude of the Forest. At least Carrie Ellis spoke with an English accent, right? Kevin Costner just spoke as American. I mean, hell, if Hugh Laurie can speak American from us with his British accent, why the hell couldn't Kevin Costner speak British for us? All you'd have to do is teach him to say, "The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plains." Right? I think Brosnan was the youngest. You think Killmonger was a Jaguar? Yeah, I don't remember. And you know what I think? So in the '70s, um, Marvel Comics was pressured because there was an organization called Black Panthers, um, and they had the Black Panther, and I think they changed it to Jaguar to comics, and I think this is where that came from, and they did it because of the pressure of the organization, the Black Panthers. These little shoes look nice. Little toes bend up. Which would be good if you're trying to do some type of a crouching or jumping pose. It's nice. Really a good looking figure. The Black Panther, if I remember correctly, had interchangeable eyes in this. This, of course, doesn't come with anything. Just wrist pegs here. No interchangeable eyes here. You could swap the eyes out in the Panther figure. This one you can just swap them out either with the helmet on or the head sculpt on. There was a couple of third-party companies that made different head sculpts for this, which looked pretty good. That sculpt looks good on this body. It's really nice. And so, for instance, when I bought my Black Panther, the original Black Panther figure, I bought the third-party manufacturer's head sculpt that was made then of oh my God, can't remember his name. Anyhow, what I would do then is I put the helmet in the cradle of his arm, tuck his hand up underneath so he could hold the helmet, and then you could display the helmet and the head sculpt at the same time. And I might just do the same thing here with Killmonger. Great looking figure. Really is a great looking figure. So I don't know, Savon Mason, if you would consider him a bad guy, right? Is he considered a bad guy? Is he a collectible figure to the villain collectors? I think he was kind of portrayed as the bad guy through most of the movie, right? The suit just slides. So it's difficult to push with any force with this hand onto this wrist peg because the suit just wants to slide up and down the arm here. Isn't there a third party Killmonger that was made also with the his chest with all of the cuts he put in them to represent the amount of people he killed in his life? There you go. I like that. I think that's how he's going down. A great looking figure. What a really good looking figure. Everything I do it for you. There you go. The defect is for my Hot Toys. Which Hot Toy defect are you talking about? You're saying we will get more of the characters from Black Panther 2? The storyline will focus on the other characters. Well, good. Keanu Reeves in Macbeth, a British production. Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. He's a great, from my understanding, he's a great guy, but he doesn't. He never really seems to show much emotion or anything. Characters like John Wick and Neo were perfect for him because it's very, not very animated. In contrast to playing Bill and Ted's, where he was very animated. He knows kung fu. Scarecrow from the Batman movie. Loki's coming on the 9th. Yeah, I know, right? Um, I don't think it's pleather. I think it's plastic. Well, pleather's plastic leather. I don't think it will. I, you know, Gosh dang it! Like my negative suit Spider-Man. Sheesh. So let me make sure I get this elbow correct. Thank you for reminding me about that crap. Golly. Gotta keep these joints as straight as possible. There we go. Now we got a straighter arm. Not concerned, not too worried now about the suit doing that. Thanks for reminding me. Morgan Freeman head on. Pennyworth on CW. It's a Morgan Freeman movie, is it? Television series? Is it? Let's open up Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So this is the second Gamora, is that right? I've got Gamora over there. Or is this, or did they only make one Gamora? I'm still curious what Hot Toys defect you're referring to. There's a lot of defects in Hot Toys. A lot. It's funny seeing these old ROM chips. Technology back then. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Let me get my other Gamora. Her hair's a wreck. My goodness. So there's GOTG Gamora. And this is Guardians 2 Gamora. So it's the second Gamora. Red shirt. If I remember correctly, there's only a matter of weeks in the timeline between Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The big gun. So there's a sword she's wielding in this other incarnation of her. And then the retracted one that would fit into the holster. The flight suit. Little baby Groot carrying the bomb. Figure stand. Wrist pegs. So these hands are different on the left and right. Her left hand is kind of a relaxed, just a, not really relaxed because it's straight out. So it's an anticipation grasp. Relaxed, is a little more curved, like this. Your relaxed hands are. So this is a little more relaxed on the right side. This left side is definitely an anticipation of doing something in hand. So she comes with a pair of straight up fists, clenched tightly together. To holding hands for holding her sword. It's funny, two of these right hands have this silver piece that wraps around the thumb there, and the other right hands don't have that. So that's interesting. So you have a right hand with that silver piece wrapped around the thumb and the wrist, and then one without, and they're both holding sword hands. So I don't know when she would have that on her hand, but it's definitely on the right hand only. So you have those options, either with that silver piece or without it. And then we have a trigger finger for her firearm. And an instruction manual. A lot longer hair than the original Guardians. Gamora. Hair grows on the average a half inch a month. So not taking into consideration getting her ends trimmed. That hair length there would easily be, gosh, over a year in length between those two. So it's very interesting. They have this plastic around her head under the hair. So I guess they put product in the hair after, you know, putting her together, and they didn't want to get any of the product on the face. So they have her face wrapped in plastic there. Very interesting. I don't believe I've seen that with any of the other characters. Not only her face, but on down to her chest. So they've totally just covered that entire area from this chemical and this product getting onto the body. Really interesting. There's wires in her cape or her coat, by the way. Guess I'm just going to have to pop the head off. Get this plastic off of her body. And then to remove it down off of her face. Really pretty hair. Big difference between these two characters. Big difference in their outfits, hairstyle. But definitely two different figures. Unlike, for instance, Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I never bought a Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord. I bought two of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Star-Lords, and one of them I dressed in the garb of the first movie. But there's a big enough difference here between these two that you couldn't easily do that and pull it off, in my opinion. But I think my Guardians of the Galaxy rendition of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Star Lord looks better than buying a Guardians of the Galaxy Star Lord, personally. You can actually put her sword in her sheath here. You couldn't do that before because the sword is obviously extended. So curious if I can use this hand instead of the trigger hand to hold this rifle. Might be able to. The hand that comes with her. I don't think so. I have a feeling I'm going to have to use the trigger hand if I wanted to hold this rifle. Put the hand on the rifle and then put the hand on the wrist. Definitely is the right way of doing that. Gosh, with this jetpack and shirt, almost makes me wish I had two of these. I guess the product that they use in the hair, by the way, is just regular conditioner, hair conditioner. to style it with. So like all this frizzy here, I think what I would need to do is just take some hair conditioner, put it in my fingers, and just run it through the hair here. Not a lot. You don't want to cake it down. You just want to end this frizzy. I think that's what they use. Maybe one of you are more familiar with that process. Would like to share on how best to do that. Um, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, same thing with the hair. It frizzes out. Canine Revenge, how you doing, man? I ordered the Mandalorian with the, what is it called? A Blard, right? And I'm thinking about ordering Nick Nolte's character. I can't remember his name for the life of me. That just dropped the other day. As far as that goes, under the desk here, I have a bunch of Star Wars figures that I just haven't opened up. Got this dewback back here that I want to get to sooner or later, and then down here I've got a New Hope Obi-Wan, a New Hope Luke, a Sideshow R2D2. I'll show you what I got. One of these days I need to start opening them up. So here's a New Hope Luke Skywalker. A New Hope Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ben Kenobi. Another Sideshow R2D2, because I need to put an R2D2 on the back of the land speeder. This is the R2D2 from what's the name of the company? This is like a, I don't remember how much it was. A very expensive R2D2. It's heavy. God, what's the name of the company? Tamashi. The Tamashi R2D2. A Jawa. The Dejaric Deluxe exclusive chess set with the extra pieces. The 2 extra pieces came with this one over the regular. I'm a Star Wars fanboy, and I don't want to get started on these Star Wars figures because it won't stop. All right, we got a Black Pauldron Sand Trooper. An Orange Pauldron Sand Trooper. Another R2D2. I guess I just can't have enough R2D2s. What would be neat would be if I was talented to paint some of the other astromech um, options. Come on, another R2D2. Something's wrong with me, man. Collecting R2s, collecting astromechs. Got another Black Pauldron Stormtrooper, Sand Trooper, I mean. Another Orange Pauldron Sand Trooper. And a White Pauldron Sand Trooper. So I'm wanting to recreate, obviously, the land speeder scene with these are not the droids you're looking for, and get a Sand Trooper or two on the back of the dewback. So that's the intention. Where I'm going to put these figures, I have no earthly idea. That's why they've just been collecting under the desk here. So gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Star Wars figures. The Dejaric table, the dewback. That's what I've got. And I've ordered the Mandalorian with the Blard. I'm probably going to order the Nick Nolte one too. I forget his name. Man, I've got to. I will go just as crazy on Star Wars as I have with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I will. I'll buy every freaking Stormtrooper they ever made. I'll probably end up buying every one of the Darth Vaders they ever made. I gotta be careful, man. I will collect them all. Doing pretty good, I thought, staying with them as I was. But Star Wars is starting to creep in on me, man. Buy a new house just to store my figures. Yeah, I got the New Hope Ben. I don't have the. That's the Obi-Wan that you're talking about right there. Sure enough. Okay. So here's the instruction manual. There's an insert. It says, do not wet the fabric hair. Do not use conditioner, gel, or hair product on the fabric hair. Do not heat styling the fabric hair. Otherwise, the fabric hair may be discolored and the face sculpt will get damaged due to color dye transfer. So here, they're literally telling you not to put any product in this Gamora figure's hair at all. So that's pretty bold. I guess they're assuming that the product that's in there is going to keep this from happening. So I don't know. Do not try to pull, rub, or comb the fabric hair, otherwise the figure may get damaged. In the images here of her head sculpt, this hair is very full and styled, and that's not how she came. So, shows how to remove this jacket and such in order to put her into this shirt. And man, this makes me want to track down another one of these to be able to display her in that red shirt, truthfully. And putting the jetpack on her, right? Showing here certain pieces that you should not detach. So notice if you take those off, you're definitely customizing your figure. There are times when taking those off is what you're looking to do in order to get a certain look. But if you're not wanting to do a specific look, don't take it off. You're going to have to glue it back on with super glue once you cut it off. I've had to do that on a couple of figures in order to customize them. And here's how to put the jetpack on. And how to make her wield her sword. Very informative paperwork here. Glad we looked at it. So here's the jetpack in its two pieces. And then it just snaps in place. But you're not going to put the jetpack over this coat. It'll go over this shirt if you wish to do that. And there it is assembled as it comes out of the box with it. The bottom two pieces aren't attached to this when it's assembled. Just these top pieces are attached in the box. So there's Gamora and Gamora. One Six Cave, how's it going? Star Wars is a vortex for which all available funds would disappear into if I started collecting them. I'm with you, man. I'm already too deep in the MCU. I'm with you. That's literally why I've just steered clear. I've collected just the Astromechs, okay, and the protocol droid. I only have just C-3PO and I forget the name of the silver one. And I've got a Ray over there only because that was how the only way you could get a BB-8 originally, Hot Toys BB-8. And I pass on Ray, which means that the second Ray or the third Ray or whatever it is, the one comes with DO. So I don't have that. I've got a Java over there. A couple of, I think they're Hasbro Stormtroopers because I was just doing fillers, but now I think I've got enough of the Stormtroopers. But yeah, I've just purposed myself just to steer clear from that entire thing because I mean, look, golly, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 R2D2s over here, an R5D4, 2 BB-8s, a BB-9, the RQs, the R fours, the other the Imperial Astromechs, the prototype Astromech, R2D2. The it just quickly just takes over, totally just takes over. And so I know I would do the exact same thing with Star Wars. So I've been trying to steer clear of doing that. Once it starts, once that madness kicks in, man, jeez, it'll be all she wrote. I do want to open up this R2D2 now that we're talking about him. Oh my God. No. No, 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 no. Hold off on this. But yeah, I'll start doing art. I'll start doing Star Wars here. You start cranking them out, opening them up, figuring out what to do stuff. Got to do something with the house, the rooms. I have to start cleaning them up or something. You know, it's change everything around. Not in any hurry to do that, truthfully. Leaving all her stuff right where it is, you know. I don't want to touch anything. But I recognize that I would have more room if I did. That keeps it fun. Another thing I need to do one of these days is paint up my pink panty Iron Man figures. Paint up their panties and their hands on those that have turned pink. Gamora's loaded figure. It's a shame about the ankles not having a split boot feature, but it's a marked improvement over the original. Yeah, I can see that for collectors that are posing their figures, you know, but I think I'm done posing these figures because they just get damaged. So I'm trying my best just to keep them as straight as possible. There was like a long time on the release of this too, wasn't there? So these are supposed to be the same boots, I'm thinking. God, they look great on the second figure. I see exactly what you're talking about there. Yeah, these are identical boots. Um, They painted the buckle silver on the GOTG2 foot. Also, the rubber sole on the GOTG boot is shinier than the other. This seems like a recast, not cast from the same mold, because the lines are cleaner, more defined. Now that might just be because this is an earlier run on the boots, and this is a later run on the boots. Hard to say, but it's definitely the same boot. Definitely the same boot. And they painted the buckle silver on this one, which makes it look a lot better. Very interesting. That's the Star Wars, but yeah, still not finished my episode 4 Star Wars stuff, which is basically Old Ben and 3PO. Yeah, um, I'd like to get some more 3POs actually. I have one sideshow 3PO, and then I think a couple of Hasbros. But Hot Toys showed a 3PO that they were making, and that's as far as it went. Again, another one of those things. Another one of those things. That upgrade Empire Luke, but I finished after that, not diving into Mando, although he is cool, and that Boba 2 pack. Geez. Just in the Mando figures that they've made. Holy smokes. You know? My goodness. Rent them out. The Tamashi C3PO is outstanding. Really? How isn't he like $400 or $500 or something? This is a Tamashi R2D2, and I regretted. I held off buying it for a long time because of the price on the gosh darn thing. But you're saying he's remarkable. I've seen the Tamashi C3PO for sale. Is it still for sale? And I imagine it's die-cast like the R2D2 is. Oh, let's see what else we got going on. I guess that's it. Still got the pod that I haven't finished up, the Mark 7 pod. Still need to finish that up. Got Detoffs to build. This stack over here are duplicates of figures that are already out. So I don't know whether or not I was ever going to open them up on camera. I suppose I could. I guess I've about wrapped this up. Not much else going on. Unless there's anything else y'all want to talk about. I think I'm going to wrap this early. I have I have 5 Detolfs to build. I'd ordered 10, and they sold 5 out from under me. I ordered and paid for 10, and they sold 5 out from under me. So I have 5 that need to be put together. Yeah, takes about an hour to put one together. So how I do my lights is differently than what other people do theirs. I'll show you how I do my lights. I love my lights. So first off, you have to drill that hole out bigger in order to get the piece in through that to power up the light. Okay, and then I just plug it right there into it. And now it says you're not supposed to have more than 3 of these lights linked together. I have 6 of them linked straight down, right there, just on the inside of the metal pole is where I have them at, and just come straight down from that, and it lights them up very well, all the way down to the floor. Is how far that goes. 6 of them in a row on one wire. And the instruction manual says don't do any more than 3. You can obviously see it powers the 6. It doesn't have any problem doing that. And they're lit up well. Turn these lights off. And so that's how I do that. And then I've got all my shelves in the way right now of storage pieces of all the figures and such. So that's what's in front of that right now. But Toby and Defoe, right? Garfield and Jamie. Tom Holland. Black Cat. My Mary Jane. My Gwen Stacy. Miles. DeFranco. 47 with Tom Holland. And 48. Oh no, 50. 50 with the Iron Spider. So I have the Iron Spider there in the case, and the Iron Spider spidered out. And of course, it goes down, figures down there as well. Doc Ock, love that Doc Ock. And then there's the Advanced Suit Spidey, Scarlet Spidey, the Iron Armor Mark IV, I think, Negative Suit Spidey, with a little blemish right there in his, around there where he was posed. So I have another Negative Suit Spidey to replace him with. Spider Noir from the PlayStation. The other Iron Spiders down there. But no, those lights are, I think they look great the way that I did them, instead of how some people do them across the top. I just decided to go straight down. I think it actually affords more even lighting on them, actually. My personal opinion. And then here's the Avengers and such. Bad guys, good guys. Vampire Riddle, Lady Death. The Deadpool shelf. Infinity War. Thanos over there in the corner. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 down there in the bottom. Mark 50 versus Thanos. And then the Hall of Armor. top there are the Black Panthers. The Iron Legion showing up. Iron Man 3. Here's the Holy Grail shelf. The Holy Grail shelf right there. Mark 7 shelf. '47, '46, '46 concept, and 45. Hulkbuster and 43. Captain America shelf with Peggy, Red Skull, and Johann Schmidt. The Ant-Man shelf, a couple of Rogue figures there with Nebula and my tuxedoed Loki. A Feisten shelf with just some random figures there. You got Poison from Street Fighter. Combat Soldier, that was my wife's figure. Some bikini-clad figures. Scoop, Velma and Daphne, and 2B right there. Here's Daredevil and Punisher. Leonidas, the slave girl. And there's Stan, and looks like Ben Kingsley's fallen out of his throne. Got Iron Legion back there with the other versions of Ultron. And down at the bottom there, we've got Jean-Luc, and I forget who else is over there. But there's a Star Wars shelf with Steve, Old Man Steve, sitting there. And the other Star Wars shelf. But these are only like, I don't know, 10 inches or so deep, these shelves are. And only like 12.5 inches or so tall. So you can see how close the figures are to the top of the shelf. So I'm limited as to what figures can actually go on this. So needless to say, Detolfs need to go over here as well for some of these. And that sits the racing suit. That totally fell apart on me. It's totally dissolved. Really upsets me. You can see the lights on now on these figures. Now they're turned overhead on. But all these need to go in Detolfs. All these Spideys. And the new Green Goblin. So that's a quick once over of the room, more or less. Get all this straightened up and give you an actual tour one of these days. What's going on with my computer over here? Lost the chat. Oh, geez. I hate that laptop, man. I'm not going to get it back up. Oh, well. See if I can pull the chat up here. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's read the chat. Am I happy with what I have? So, oh, of course I'm happy with what I have. You sit back and look at it all like you just did. What are you thinking? I find it calming. Very pleasing. Each one of these brings a memory to me from the movie. Every one of them do. I think I kind of skipped over the top shelf there. Black Widow collection, Venom and Deadpool, and Hulkbuster 2. And I'll probably start moving Detolfs into the living room. Yeah, Mark 7 diecast. You really need one just to be the Mark 7 diecast. And one just to be the flight pod. That's why I started making that flight pod out of pieces, and I just never got around to it. Thanks. Thanks, looks good. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I do not have any Terminators, don't have any Predators. There's a lot of pieces that I would love to have. But again, sheesh. There's so many pieces that I don't even have for the Marvel. Not many now, actually. There's not many Marvel pieces I'm missing, truthfully. Most horrible and the funniest scene ever. All right, Toy Mafia, thanks. Thanos would look great posed with his daughters, right? I agree. I did order the Mark V suit up set. I don't remember if I ordered 2 of them or just 1. I think I ordered 2 of them, and I'm really not looking forward to them doing this. Because if I spend $400 on a figure and it does this, yeah, I'm not going to be too pleased. So I'm a little concerned that this might happen. Because here's a Black Widow. So yeah, that's complete and utter bull. You know what I mean? That's bull. I have a nebula here. I think I don't remember, because you really need 2 of them. One that you can put the gold piece on her head. Because really, I think that's the only thing that separates the 2 figures. To make it old Nebula, bad Nebula versus good Nebula, right? I want my bird, right? How come he never gave us a bird? All right, well, that was a good catch up, but on everything. There's the dewback. That big mother. So, all right, guys, I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good spending you time with you guys. You have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you all next Saturday. Don't forget, if you want to help me out, if you want to send a tip my way, patreon.com/Siri Emerald. Give the video a thumbs up, a like, share it with your friends. Let them know where they can go see these videos. And thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Jake. Thanks. Robert, thank you very much. And I will see you guys next week. Love y'all. Peace out. Bye.